Snyder's cut.
You did do it.
For those of you who can still hear, I'm Flix.
I'm Pop.
A.K.A. KMB Sexy Ninja.
Always.
So we are here to talk about the newly released trailer for the Snyder Cut.
I liked it. I like that we got a little bit more of Cyborg story. There's going to be a little bit of drama with Cyborg because I feel like they just spoiled it just to spoil, like, hey, his dad dies.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Yeah, I was like, we couldn't save that for a...
Which, I wonder what the purpose of him doing that is going to be, because it looks like they were trying to, like, power up the mother box, and it just reflected the energy away or something, and caused beams all over the room and killed him, and you're like, so, there better be a good reason you had to be in there.
I was wondering, too, about the scene with the Cyborg and the grave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's punching the grave, and Batman's just watching him, just like, what are you doing there?
Punching a grave. I have dreams about graves.
You're punching it wrong. You want to know how I punch a grave? I'll show you.
You make it into a mausoleum first. Then it bleeds and punches you back.
Then there's a bat. Big, big bat.
You're enjoying yourself way too much.
Oh, my goodness. But, okay, so we'll just do a quick reaction. Go. That's it.
That's about it.
That's about it.
I mean, we talked about this a while, like, before we were doing it. There's nothing really new about it outside of some images of Darkseid and possibly Steppenwolf. Like,
yeah, the guy in the hood. At first I thought it was one of Thanos' dudes.
Well, so to be fair, if I recall correctly, Steppenwolf's supposed to just look like a normal dude, isn't he? Like, Steppenwolf is an olive-skinned dude with, like, a goatee.
Yes.
Because it's so weird to me because...
I was wondering, though, like you know how they keep showing from the BVS where it has, like, that weird, like, mask thing on? Mm-hmm. Maybe that is just, like, a little cut with his eyes. Mm-hmm. And that's an actual full-on helmet and not just that weird, like, I have horns, you know? So maybe they'll be like... No, he doesn't have horns.
Yeah, he takes the helmet off and he sneaks around someplace. That 7'11" dude who just, like, is a tank. He just sneaks around in the place he goes. No, and then we saw the part where it looks like Cyborg, that scene from Justice League where, like, Aquaman calls him out on being a traitor maybe, and, like, he starts reacting a little. You get, like, an extended scene of that.
There's also, like, the football, like, a lot of the stuff we saw in the San Diego Comic-Con.
The original trailer for Justice League.
No red sky. I did like the end, though, with Batman. That line of Batman says, you know, as long as we're united. And I'm like, yeah! Unite the 6, not the 7.
As long as we're united, we can avenge with it. We can defend. Oh, damn it, that one's 2. We can justice them.
I got nothing, guys. You guys got anything? No? Okay, we're just gonna pause right here. Go team.
No, and then, like, I think the very beginning of it's when they're showing, like, the apocalyptic future that you saw from
Oh, in the Justice League,
the Watch.
and I was kind of like, oh, the what's it called? The Justice
Society?
No, Justice
Hall?
Yeah.
The Hall of Justice?
The Hall of Justice. And I was like, that's kind of awkward in this universe to have that built.
There's so many different things about this that are weird because the universe has no setup for this.
Yeah, and, like, when I saw the Justice all in crumble, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna finally see it. But I'm like, that's kind of awkward in this darker universe. Like, who's like, oh, hey guys, we should build a huge place for us, you know, so people know where to come.
That's the problem with this entire universe. It's so dark and gritty and trying to be realistic to its own point that you're like, okay, so you're saying that the Hall of Justice was something that was sustained long enough for it to kind of be a landmark that was, like, worthy of showing when we don't even have anything of that to this point. Like, think about that. At the end of Justice League was the first time we ever got, like, hey, let me turn my family's mansion, their dilapidated mansion.
Well, I like that part in Justice League. I'm gonna move up a little bit. This guy's trying to get in. But that was the part in Justice League that I really, really liked was like, oh, cool, yeah, you have to make Wayne Manor
Yeah.
the new Justice place. I was like, oh, that makes
Justice place, the first Justice
well,
place.
the first Justice place, but it made sense to me, honestly, because I was like, well, you're not using the place, so, and it's way out here in the boondocks, you know what I mean? So, why not?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying is, like, this is so poorly set up. Like, the worst thing is that Snyder's done almost all of the movies that are worthwhile in this, and it still seems so poorly set up to have, like, that apocalyptic future. That apocalyptic future is something like Avengers, Age of Ultron. Tony sees the future with Thanos invading with the Leviathans and stuff like that. It takes 7 movies
to get to that.
It's not like 1, 2. It's 1, causes Tony to panic, creates an issue, yada, yada, yada. Where this one just seems to be like, oh, last movie reintroduced the concept of this with BVS. Now in Justice League, we're going to just have it come true. And you're like, is there going to be a good setup for this? Because given the previous track record of Snyder movies in this universe, I'm going to say probably not.
I think it will. I hope it will, because I'll be like, this will make that scene with Flash reaching out to Bruce, she's the one, you know, I'll be like, well, that makes it maybe a little bit more sense if they actually do that in this, you know, maybe in the starting is like a prelude, and they show that, and Batman's all, the Flash, run, you know, and he runs.
Gosh, speaking of, the fact they're keeping Ezra Miller.
Oh, Ezra. Yeah, the reason why we're talking about all this is because DC FanDome happened. They released that. Did you see the trailer for Gotham Knights?
No.
Great. Awesome.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
I was like, I think I saw something for it being a game.
Yeah. So there's that, and
Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, and there's one thing that closing this argument out. It wasn't even an argument, but closing it out.
It's not an argument because it's gonna suck.
Black Adam. They showed the full image of him. No cape.
Yeah. So
it bugs me.
You know what bugs me is they call him Black Adam, because that's not his name. It's a Tem.
Yes,
like that's literally that's something I found out a long time ago. Is his name isn't Black Adam, it's Black Atem. And everyone just calls him Black Adam because it's easy. I understand that. I'm just saying, if you're complaining about a cape, they've called him the wrong name the entire time. So
and technically, yeah. But I want the cape.
I don't care. I really don't. The funniest thing will be is if when he faces off against Shazam, he throws him around by his cape. And he's like, "This is why I don't wear a cape. No weakness like that."
That's a terrible Rock impression.
I wasn't. I'm more going to like whatever. Can you smell Shazam? What the Rock? Shazam is cooking.
And that's my flesh from all this lightning. But yeah, so a lot of news. I didn't get my Green Lantern news because there's supposed to be a Green Lantern show, but they did nothing about it.
I'm still, you know me, I'm really reserved about DC stuff just because, burn me once, shame on you, burn me 15 times, I'm gonna stop giving a fuck.
The wounds will always be there.
It's just that we were talking. Okay, so one of the other things that they tease, the Flash movie.
Yes.
Just looking at the poster, my first thought.
It wasn't a poster; it was a concept art.
Oh, whatever. It's kind of like a poster, but still showing him his new outfit, yada yada yada. It makes me think which Batman made, which also leads into this. Makes me think of Spider-Man: Homecoming. Makes me think that, he's been training with Batman to be a better superhero, and, the whole going through time thing, that's another thing. But, it seems like he's not going to be his own hero. He's going to be the hero that Batman wants him to be. Like, Peter Parker, for the longest time, wasn't Spider-Man. He was another Iron Man, pretty much.
You get that a lot, especially in Far From Home.
Yeah.
When he's doing the whole building and the...
They're just trying to make him into a new Tony Stark, and I'm really gonna be pissed if they try to make Flash into the next Batman, because that's not how that works.
No, not Ezra. No, it's more time travel.
Just see the Flash hanging in the rafters. I don't know how to get down from here,
guys. I'm really, really fast, but I'm dumb as fuck.
Yeah. I'm stuck. Hey, villain, doing your villain plans. Can one of you catch me? Ow, you missed. I'm better.
But
No.
on that note, then, Justice League, I'm still for it. What I saw, I'm like,
I'm still against it for the reason that I don't think that they should be making like a movie that's already come out again.
no red skies. It's all dark. It's gonna be, oh yeah.
Seriously, what if they decided to come out with Avengers like the Disney cut? Where now that they have Spider-Man, they mix Spider-Man into there, and now that they have the Marvel Defenders, like, they own those things, they mix those into there too, and they just go, oh no, this is originally what it was going to be, but because we didn't have the rights to the heroes or things occurred, we're going to do this instead. Like,
well, what
it
I
takes
heard
away
with
from the
Disney,
movie.
what I heard from Disney is I don't want this, but I know I've been championing for this Snyder cut for a while. They're talking about Disney doing a director's cut of The Rise of Skywalker, and so I'm a little bit like...
But think of what this leads into. Like, I have no problem with the premise of if Zack Snyder had gotten to finish Justice League initially, that movie. My problem is that the movie was released. The movie came out. Yes, there was extenuating circumstances with the director, but to me that gives no right to a movie to re-release, especially to try to prop up a platform like HBO Max under the pretense of, well, this is what it was supposed to be the entire time. Like, that's bullshit. That's not how you make movies. Movies get made when they're released in theaters, and when they're initially released, if you have a director's cut, that's one thing. And this goes into the
This is just a big... It's not like they're putting it in theaters.
No, but if things were better, no, but think about it. If things were better, like without the virus, they might have. HBO might have gotten this movie into theaters.
I don't think so. I think the play was like, we need to build our platform. Why? Because we are competing with Disney Plus. Because I have HBO Max, and you want to know what? I actually really enjoy it. Like, there's a lot of things I'm like,
Unfortunately, I'm still sure it can't compete to Disney Plus.
No.
Because you're like, oh, look at all these cool things at HBO. They have the original Spider-Man movie or TV show on this thing. Holy shit! They have the X-Men show too.
And the Disney Plus app has a sweet price. The HBO Max has a price that I'm kind of like...
Yeah, no, I paid the full year, where it was like $70 for 12 months.
It's not bad.
No, not bad at all. Like, you think about, most things are like $10 a month at least.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
So $70 for a whole year, I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that one.
Done. This is what we do. We just throw our money at things.
Throw it into fires.
Yes.
Last thing though about FanDome that we should probably talk about is the Wonder Woman movie trailer.
I'm excited to see the movie, but what we talked about on the way over here, we're like, why is it in the 80s? Does it need to be in the 80s? This can be in the present day.
It's undercutting freaking both Batman or BVS and Justice League, where it's like, oh, she's been away for a really long, like she cut herself off from humanity for 100 years. And you're like, oh no, actually she had a stint back in the 80s where she was just around
doing things. Well, I'm excited. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things I feel like after everything was like, the DC universe is exploding from the inside out. Oh my God. And they're like, Patty, just make a movie. You write it. Just make the whatever Wonder Woman movie you want to fucking make and just go. And it's just like, she was like, well, it's based in the 80s. Wait, that doesn't make Oh yeah, we gave you
it's just still, because I really did enjoy the first Wonder Woman movie. It's a good movie. As far as the DCEU goes, it's one of the best movies they have, which still isn't saying much, but still.
And we did a sweet movie commentary for it too.
So. And it was one of the few ones where I wasn't just like, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. It was more like, this is shit. Oh, that's nice. This is shit. Oh,
you want that colors. One? Listen to Suicide Squad.
That was both of us the entire time. Aquaman, which we still have to re-record, which we've had some weird stuff with the latter half of the DC.
Justice League alone.
Justice League took us three
times.
3 different times. And on the third time, it was one of those, like, we're done recording. Take this.
And I ran. And I did that weird thing Barry does. I'm fat, so it doesn't look as elegant, like I'm skating on ice, you know.
You don't look like you're trying to do the Macarena in there.
The
robot.
I was watching it more. He throws his arms like this when he runs, and I'm like, What are you doing?
You just think about it and you're like, if you ran just like a normal human, like record how Usain Bolt runs, like the pinnacle of how to run properly, have him run like that. Maybe not perfectly like that, because he doesn't necessarily need to run perfectly like that, but have him run like that. Don't have him run like a freaking octopus. No, so we were talking about it too, and I gave a theory on it already about how I think that movie's going to end.
You want to drop that theory, then we'll get out of here?
Yeah, I think the movie is going to end, or at least near the end, with Maxwell Lord wiping everyone's mind of Wonder Woman. Because you talk about how she hasn't been seen for 100 years. Like, it's nothing new, and in this movie, it's really hard to think of all the stuff that she's done is just going to go unnoticed.
Yeah, and I really hope, though, because I like Maxwell Lord. Maxwell Lord is one of those characters.
Oh, he's going to die.
I know, but I was just like, when I heard Maxwell Lord was going to be part of this movie, I was like, oh yes, bitch. Like, then I was like, oh, they're probably gonna kill him because that's what they usually do.
I don't remember outside of Steppenwolf any DC villains living to past the end of their movie so far.
So even Robin was dead before.
He was dead before the movie started.
All right, y'all. Well, let us know what you think of all the DC FanDome news, and also what you think of the Zack Snyder cut trailer that's officially out. It'll be out HBO Max next year. I loved it. Look at that face. Tells you everything. But, like and subscribe. Share it with your grandma, share it with your grandpa, share it with the bum down at Walmart. I am KB the Sexy Ninja, a.k.a. Pop.
And I'm Flix.
Yeah, I gotta trim that down a little bit.
You do. We've talked about this before. We'll talk about it later. But nonetheless, thank you guys for joining us.
All right, y'all. Peace.